My mom didn't go to jail for prostitution, but she did get into drugs.
When I lost everything, the business, my family, I just couldn't take it anymore.
She was living with me at the time. I was trying to keep her sober.
All the rest of my family members wouldn't have anything to do with me, and Emily was the only one that was there.
I was definitely the mother, and she was like my daughter. One time, my mother got into a physical altercation with somebody, and I had to put up my car to take out a loan in order to pay her lawyer's fees. I paid our cell phones, our utilities. I paid for our cars, our car insurance, groceries.
When I was living with Emily, I would call her 10 times a day. I had no one else, and I didn't want to be alone.
My mom would show up at my work 4 to 5 times a week, unannounced.
And you might have worked 10 hours, but I do come over there.
It got so bad that a supervisor had to call my boss, who then had to tell me she needed to leave. I got worried for my job.
Emily is my best friend.
It was difficult for me to tell her to leave because I felt guilty.
She's all I have.
I'm at a point in my life where I don't have anything else to give, but yet I still never say no to her.
Liberty, it's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You say your mother didn't go to jail, but she just self-medicated, kept doing drugs. Do you think she gets the impact of what she's done?
You know, there's little glimpses where I feel like she sees it, but then it all comes crashing down, especially if I ever say no to her.
Okay. So you're being held emotional hostage. Mm-hmm. How does she make you pay?
I mean, she affects me just in her everyday emotion. So in those circumstances, it might be, she is diagnosed bipolar. So it might be that she has a total freak out and starts calling me every name in the book, blows up my phone and not in a good way. Tells me I'm a horrible person, I'm a horrible daughter. So I either have to endure that, or in my mind, I sit there and think, well, what's gonna happen if I don't do it for her? And that usually just...
Well, you teach people how to treat you, so what she's taught you is if you tell me no, I'm gonna make your life miserable.
Yes, and I think she lived her whole life that way. I think in her businesses, she was very, do what I say, and if you don't, it was a pretty hard message.
If people weren't tuned in from the very top, they might think we're talking about an out-of-control teenager here.
Yes.
I've got to fill out the applications for them. If you tell them no, they pout and throw tantrums and give me hell. They would think that we're talking about a rebellious teenager that is demanding and entitled.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about a 70-year-old woman.
We are.
We're talking about your mother.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your mother who created all this, set all of this up, but she said she did it for you. She said she did it for the children. This was so that she could give you everything. Mm-hmm. Did you believe that?
No. I understand addiction. I understand mental illness pretty well. And I think when she says that, it helps her feel better about what she's done. But I know that, you know, she did it for the drugs. She did it for the fast cash. She did it for the lifestyle.
Yeah, because she was spending anywhere from $6,000 to $9,000 a month on drugs. Mm-hmm. She had $200-300 a day habit.
She did.
On drugs, plus she was rolling high. She, vacations and this, that, and the other. She said she did all this for you, but the fact is, most of that money went to her.
It's probably right.
Why do you think you can't tell your mother the truth about how you feel, that you resent her dependency on you?
I don't want her to feel like she doesn't have anyone. She's my mom. And I feel like you have to be there.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.